everybody. Stian's already in the chat. It's a very rainy Friday here. Hope everybody else is having a good Friday. I'm Jack, UI UX designer, illustrator, animator, donut connoisseur. You can actually see, you could tell it's dark. It's dark here still. It's morning. It's dark. We're gonna work on some snakes, which I feel is very appropriate for the weather. Sunny and almost blue skies, but negative 11. Yeah. Fortunately, I don't know. It's nice at the moment that it's snake weather out there. It's uncharacteristically warm here for January, as noted by the fact that it's raining and not snowing. Hi Sean, welcome in everybody. How's it going? Let's do a shout out to Sean. What? Is that you or the dog? I can't tell. So the puppy's in here with me today, so he's making noise. So if you hear puppy noises or things banging around, it's the dog. Let's just get into it. Let's switch over to my screen. Obviously, I didn't have a ton of time to work on this like I thought I would, for what it's worth. So we're kind of starting from this point. And it's snake weather out there apparently. Yeah, because it's like snakes are like they like the maybe I'm not right. Wet weather, humidity. They like water. I think I'm just thinking of maybe I'm thinking of frogs. Listen, I don't know. It's too early for a coherent thought. Don't be alarmed, but there's snakes on your stream. Yeah, there are snakes. So I was, before I got started here, I was working out the rest of the folds here, and I think I've got it pretty good. I've got to, like, make some adjustments here. I extended this up a little bit because I felt like it looked a little bit weird after the fact. Gosh, I hate when it does this. Alright, we're going to do this, and we're going to try to cut this again. Oh, alright, we're going to do this. We're going to extend these back out. This is one of those things that like happens when you do too many shape merges, pathfinders. Alright, we're gonna extend this. There we go. Just looked a bit weird there. Just trying to adjust. Alright. January is always a bingo card here. Ooh. I like that analogy. Last year it was especially cold. This year it feels warmer. Yeah. There's all this logic for that weather folk use to determine if it's gonna be cold or not. Like an especially cold winter. I don't pretend to understand it, so. Also, now that I see this, I feel like this needs to come over a little bit. I also realized, because I have no shame in admitting when I do something wrong, that I did the exact opposite of what Wade's suggestion was last week. He's like, add some depth by making areas that are wider and narrower, and I did that, but in the exact opposite way that it should have been done. So I think it'll be okay. But we're gonna try and fix my mistake here. And what do I mean by that? Well, you'll see in a sec. I just tried to make that, as you'll note, a bit wider. This top part here. It'll make more sense. It'll all make sense in a minute. Hey, Odari's here. Welcome, Odari. So I should have made the areas that come into the front of the viewer wider, and I did, for some reason, I wasn't thinking, and I did the exact opposite. So I have to do a little bit of correcting. I think it's okay in these areas, it's okay. But, like, I have to fix this up here. It's a little bit messy. But that's okay. That's okay, right? It's fine. Everything's fine. And I'm gonna do that by, in some cases, removing some of these points. Because it's gonna be too hard to adjust with too many points. Alright, and now we're gonna go in here and we've got, so this is folding over. I believe we've got it down. It's gonna actually come up here. You like that the middle forms a star? Yes, we worked super hard on keeping that. It required redrawing the snakes. It required redrawing many times to keep the star shape there. So I'm glad you noticed that. I appreciate that. Because it was not a particularly easy task to keep that shape. I don't know what happened here. I'm just gonna fix that weird little lump. Okay, snake. Why are you not? Why are you not? Oh, because there's a group. Why is there a group? Well, that's not needed. I'm gonna ungroup this group and delete whatever random point is there. You were just looking at the new moon, Apurva? Isn't our next? I could be completely wrong here, but I believe the next new moon is the 12th. Let's actually. Add a little bit here too. Or the 13th. I know there's a full moon right around that. Oh, February for those who have no idea what I'm saying. This is getting weird because there's like areas where it folds over itself, like the belly of the snake, and areas where there's shadow. So I'm trying to not get myself confused as I'm working through that to figure that out. I also think I'm going to extend this down a little bit. Umacorn! Full moon in 12 days. No idea if it's the same all over the world. Hang on. Nope, try again. Try again? I don't know what we're talking about. Oh, not Umacorn, unknown variable. It's Oliver. I read the first, like, 3 letters of that and thought it was Umacorn. My bad. Sorry about that, Oliver. Alright, we're gonna pull this out. We're gonna do the same thing again here. I'm gonna merge both of these. We're gonna cut it again. Oh my goodness. I really made a mess of this, didn't I? Sometimes it be like that. Okay. And we'll do this. And now I don't really like it very much. Now that I've done that. Maybe it's okay for now. Maybe it'll look better once I add the other part. I put it because of the way that it folds. So it folds to the outside, to the top here. And then there's a weird fold over itself that you can't see if you imagine it's kind of dipped down here. And then it comes up and over. And then it folds on top of itself again, right? Or am I messing this up? And it folds over. And then I guess... yeah, this side, it should fold the other way. This is why Corey's here. To make sure I do know what I'm doing. Should be grabbing the surface. Corey's dropping snake knowledge in the chat. Alright, well, this is annoying. Let's undo that. On the inside. I said last week that I make no claim to be a snake anatomy expert. So... is this acceptable? Have I done the task? Have I completed the task? Alright, I feel like it looks pretty good down here, but let's do some cleanup here. I'm gonna group this stuff. We're gonna group all the parts of our snake. What I do this is wrong, I feel like. This should be wider. Correct? Am I correct in that? This should be skinnier. Like, I need to bring this down here. And bring this up here. But just in case I'm wrong, because it's been known to happen, I'm gonna make a copy of everything here. These weird little lines that I accidentally made. Alright. Snake 1. Snake 2. Copy this group. Oh, why did this not? It's like a weird extra piece. Alright. I'm gonna make a copy of my snake, just in case I mess. Put it down here with the others. Ray! Welcome! They just ate. Alright, I'm gonna temporarily hide this. Ooh, I'm not gonna work in isolation view because it's really hard to see. So. I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna get rid of some of these points because they're excessive. Oh, that point is the one I want to keep. I am going to make this corner. I'm going to bring this down. I don't need this point. See how I'm trying to fix this situation? Oh, I see why I had that there. Okay, we'll bring this down. Now we should be able to delete this point. That's already looking a lot better. Are there 25 other Nightwalkers? Oh, okay, I got it now. Honestly, probably. Probably. Storm just went live. Okay, this looks a lot better. I think so anyways. And I'm actually gonna pull this down a bit too. Get rid of this point. I don't like having a lot of points. It makes it a lot harder to adjust things. So I like to simplify if I can. That looks pretty good. Okay. Obviously now we need to adjust our shapes here. Honestly, I might be able to just bring this down and over a bit. We're also gonna bring this up. Are you also gonna tell me that I've done this wrong, Corey? It's fine. It's fine.
Which part?
The part that I'm currently interacting with. It's fine. I'm not, it's fine. We'll fix it. We'll fix our snake. Sean's saying happy Friday to everyone. Gonna get rid of that point there. And we're gonna just, I'm just cleaning things up. I know that, like, we've already done this and you're tired of watching me draw snakes. But if we don't, and we leave it, and we continue to render this out, and we can't go back and fix it. I had a teacher in college, and I think I've told this before, that said if you don't have a good blueprint, if you're like, you know, if you don't know what you're doing, right, which is the blueprint in this case is our fills here, but like that could be a sketch or anything for that matter. But if you don't have a good blueprint, then it doesn't matter how much you render over top. It's gonna be noticeable. You know what I mean? Like, you can't fix that. So we want to make sure we have a good blueprint before we go into rendering this out. Essentially. Or we're gonna have a bad time. You kind of agree, but sometimes there are happy accidents. Yeah, I guess I just mean, in the... in the sense that, like, if I don't... Man, I really did mess this up. So this is gonna come over here. We actually need to go the opposite way here, too, don't we? It's Friday. Okay, this... maybe we have it come all the way? Let's do this. This is what I'm thinking I'm gonna do. Was that thunder? I'm so confused by this weather. Alright, hang on. Hang on. I just mean that, like, if I don't get the structure of the snake correct, when I start to go over top and start rendering this, I'm going to be like, why does this not look right? Why am I struggling so much? Because I didn't spend the time to go back and make sure that I had it all correct before I add, like, the rest of the shading in. Like, if I don't have a good structure, when I go in and add shading over top, it's gonna be noticeably weird. Like, even in here, this isn't necessarily, like, wrong, the way that I did this, but I think I want to, like, change it a bit. Just add a little bit onto it. I think, yeah, what we're kind of... So, Stian is saying, I made an awesome CD cover. That's awesome, and it was just playing around with Photoshop. Like, there's a point, like, we were playing around kind of before, right? Like, all of this stuff that we did prior to this, which is now all hidden. But we were playing around, like, that's the point in which you can kind of, like, mess around with stuff. But as we start to, like, refine it, I wouldn't want to go in and start adding the shading and the scales and all the other stuff if I don't have a good structure. I don't have a good idea of how the snake's body is contorting around. Because it's just gonna make my life more difficult, and it's gonna be noticeable. You know? I don't like that. Like this weird turn I have to figure out here. Maybe it just needs to be a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay. I think it's totally fine what you're talking about, Stian, to like mess around with things, and then once you kind of get an idea, that's when you want to go in and start making sure you've got like a good understanding of what you're about to do. Alright. This. Yeah, I'm actually probably not gonna see it here, but I will see it here. This gonna be another weird turn. I feel like I'm gonna see it here, and then it's gonna reappear all on the bottom. I need to make like a giant loop. Then I'll have it be down here. Just a little hint. Let's see how that looks. Oh, I accidentally copied the whole group. Alright, grab this. What's wrong? There's unicorn. Okay. This looks weird. So, one of the things you have to be careful about when I'm doing this is I don't want any part of the snake to be overlapping in an area where it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So for example, this part here, I have to be careful not to have too much of the belly visible right before it makes the turn, because you wouldn't see both sides at the same time. Okay, let's do this. Nope, not that. Okay, I think it was better before. I just need to maybe bring it down a little bit. Okay. This, though, I'm not happy with. You see why. There's gonna be like a weird bit. Let's bring this way down. That's a little bit better. I want to make sure that it's, if we imagine this, it would connect in that fashion. So we wouldn't actually really see that, much of that. Alright, Corey. You're the ultimate judge here. Or anybody else that knows Sneak Anatomy. Cause it ain't me. Clearly. Alright, we're gonna group all this. And we're going to say vote for no bits. Is it a fake unicorn in the chat? No, I read Oliver's and I read like the first couple of letters just scanning and I thought it was unicorn and it made me laugh. And Oliver was like, nope, not a unicorn. Also welcome in Katarina. Let me scroll up. I'll do a shout out for It was my fault. I accidentally called the wrong person. Alright, so we did this very quickly. The wood grain. I don't know if I am in love with it. Maybe I need to add a little bit of line weight variation. That happens to you too, Katarina. You also misread Oliver's username. Yeah, that happens. Alright, let's group that. I'm just checking to see what I have here. Oh, I have like copies. Well, we don't need that copy, so we'll delete that. Okay, and we'll group these. Yes, in someone else's stream. Oh. Well, it happens, right? Alright, and I think seeing this snake here, I need to add like one little line. One more little addition to the wood grain. What I'm thinking about is whether or not I want to add a like vary the line weights. I think the color is okay for now. I don't know. What do you guys think? So I have the belly of the snake darker than the outside of the snake instead of the opposite way. Does that make sense? Here, demonstrate quickly. We could also do it this way. Where the belly is lighter. Obviously that'd be trickier to shade in some of these parts, but yes, generally the snake's belly is lighter, but I wasn't going to mention it. All right. Corey's always giving me a hard time, you guys. This is what I mean. See how I've now made this heavier? Some of this line weight is heavier. I don't know how we feel about that. Mr. Al. Is it too much? I feel like some of these lines are too much. It gives some nice roundness. The heavier lines. Maybe they're already like that. They're now just maybe more noticeable. Lines are very random. Yes, they are. Alright, that's fine. We'll leave it at that. We're gonna go over here and do this side now. Looks very woody to me. That's good. That's the goal. This is a very silly task to add blobs. Unicorn's gotta reboot. Well, good luck on your journey, Unicorn. Drawing wood grain is sort of like drawing fingerprints. Maybe that's a bit of a weird analogy, but that's what it reminds me of. You're work lurking. Welcome in, Clever. Hope you're having a good Friday. It's a Friday. We're all here. I don't know what else to say about it. Oh, you know what we should do? We should have one come the opposite way. There we go. Alright, now that I've made a mess of lines, let's group all this together and then use the magic of clipping masks. I'm gonna have to add some kind of shading to visually separate these letters, I think. And yes, I know what you're gonna say, which is why is this reversed? Why does this have the inside lighter? Well, just think of it as like maybe it's cut that way. Maybe the wood's cut that way. I don't know. It's fine. Here's the snake now. It's true. That's true. You're right. The tree lines on the very right side look like a person. I didn't even realize that, but you're right. It actually looks like two people. There's like this one, like they're waving their arms in the air. And there's the leg. Alright, I love that. I kind of love that. Hold on, I can hear notifications beep booping. Okay, nothing important. Nothing important. It's nice with the subtle people. I'm glad we like them, because if we didn't, that would be bad. I know you're probably thinking to yourself, Jack, why not just mirror what you already have done? And I would say to you, well, that would not be how wood grain is really. Now is it? Now is it? So we must do the work. this. Oh, I missed the bottom. Gotta do the bottom of this. Apologies for those who are looking for me to add more peoples to this. I'm not paying attention to whether or not I'm actually doing that, so. KMQ. What, that is Kevin? Is Kevin joining us in the chat today? Welcome in. Welcome over to the Twitch side, where we now live, all of us Behance folk. It is! Yeah, I'm still trying to get used to everybody's, like, usernames elsewhere on the internet. So it takes me a minute. It's not because I've forgotten who you are. I mean, maybe. Maybe slightly. But Hugh wasn't available. Yeah. Alright, that's good. We'll just go with that. Let's see how it looks. I'm not sure how I feel about the bottom part, but we're gonna make a clipping mask. I don't really love this. Try to fix it a little bit. Okay. Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, sorry. I don't mean to, I should ask people before I shout their name out in chat if what they want to be referred to as. If you would prefer Hugh or, I guess, Kevin. I don't want to, offend anyone. Alright, this is looking pretty good. It's gonna look weird for a minute because obviously I have to get up. We have to do some things, but for now. For now, it's fine. I'm just thinking. Jack, I think you've basically gone to only calling me Kevin. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We'll go with Hugh. Now I feel bad. Now I feel bad. Ask Sean about that story sometime. Alright. I think Sean would appreciate to be called Mr. Bridge. I think Sean would have feelings about that. But I will let Sean speak. Alessandra, welcome. So many friends joining me this morning. Well, this ends up being weird, doesn't it? A little bit. There we go. Alright, I'm happy with that. Wood. I missed this part. Oops. My bad. That's fine. Just finally finished errands, and I started a notification earlier, but I was finishing errands. Oh, okay. It must be later where you are. It's only just now 9 a.m. where I am. So. Also, I feel like I might have mentioned this before, but if you, it seems like people prefer Twitch for chatting and hanging out, so. But let me know in the chat. I don't really see many folks on YouTube, so I'm gonna say that the, Twitch is the place to be. Sorry, I am. Oh, you wake up early? Gotcha. Ooh, some early errands. I usually, the dog does not usually let me sleep very long, so he is a early riser. Right, Mr. Al? Huh? Now he's asleep, yeah. Only briefly. That's only temporarily. Huh? Oh. Well, yeah, we don't want that. Sorry, I'm thinking about the shading. Because this is pretty dark. And I need to add some shadows. Let me just see what this looks like. I do I don't think the dark green is going to be dark enough. I want to introduce another color. Recharge. Otherwise, we're getting like real dark. The alternative is making these letters lighter. And I don't love that. Nope, don't like that. I guess this dark purple could kind of work. Do like an overlay on it. Alright, we'll add this color to the swatches. For adding some shadows to our letters. That's good for that. I also have to think about where like the cut edges on this are. Looks great, thanks. That's not what I wanted. Well, let's keep that for now. Let's do an object. That. I'm trying to imagine if there was a cut edge, there would be like a little bit of a edge there. Maybe not. hard time. Missed 1 hour, but you made it! Hey, Shravel! Hey, Penny. We'll do a Penny shout out, shout out. And he was live yesterday here on Twitch. If you missed it, go check it out. I feel like this side is right and this side is wrong. I'm gonna grab our snake pieces. And we're gonna move them over. As a starting point. You do not want to cooperate with me. This is an example where I don't like having too many points, because it makes it difficult to work with. So I'm just starting to go through and add some visual separation in places. This maybe needs to be a highlight. No, I don't love that. Maybe it just needs to be smaller. Sorry, I'm concentrating. Concentration mode. I don't know what's going on here. Sorted it. Sorted it out. Alessandra's gonna try streaming today. You got real quiet. I'm sorry. I was doing a lot of layer manipulation there, and I had to concentrate on the task at hand. Because there's a lot of moving parts. So now I'm probably gonna go through and do a couple things. We're gonna do the same thing down here with these, and then I'm gonna go in here and just kind of like smooth these out, because I don't really like the hard edges. So I'll go in here and like add like a little bit this, you know, and then join those paths. So, but I kind of like the colors. I'm kind of liking the colors. I think it's working. It's just gonna take time. You got some watercolor thing, and hoping to use this stream or tomorrow's stream. But it's under your other account? Just gonna grab all of this. The benefit of using the same shapes. Oh, they won't be able to cheat it over there though. That's okay. Got a little bit of a head start here. Okay, that looks good. And we're gonna do this. We're gonna ungroup. We're going to make sure we've got all of that. And we're gonna find this group that we've already got established. Paste these inside this group. Don't love that, so we're gonna get rid of that. Okay. Well, this little guy needs to go in here. There we go. It's a lot of moving parts, but we're getting there. But now there's a little bit of differentiation between the letters here. And we can add highlights to kind of further differentiate them. Can you believe that it's the end of January and we've had 2 New Year celebrations already? It is already the end of January. I'm always surprised because there's like those posts on social media where people are like, January is 1,000,000 years long. And I'm like, I don't feel like that. I feel like I never have enough time. So who are these people that their January flew by? Or I mean, lasted forever. You know what I mean? My January did not last long enough. Okay, made a little bit of a mess there. What's going on with you, smart guides? There you go. Oh, speaking of next months and things, just as a reminder, I'll say this a couple times. I'll be doing the, what's the month after February? March. We're doing the March Illustrator challenges again. So, if you have any thoughts and opinions, things you're hoping to work on, things you want me to go over, let me know. You're in sales, Jack. 31 days can be real long if they want to. Yeah. I just feel like I never have enough time to finish everything I need to finish these days. It's quick 30-minute guides is the same project for multiple days. I haven't decided. It can be. We've done the whole when we did the branding thing. We did a whole project over the course of the whole month, right? We just stayed with the same. Although I tried to make it so that if you were joining in later, you could still follow along, right? But it was that one was this like the same general concept, right? We've also done things. What's going on here? All right, let's just copy all this. Oh, you like the branding when you didn't have time to follow through on it? Well, that's the other thing, too, is like, if it's too elaborate, then people don't have the time to do it. I don't know. I haven't decided, which is why I'm asking chat for their opinion. It's fine if you don't have an opinion. But obviously I want to make sure that whatever we work on is relevant to the interests of the folks here. Alright, there we go. Good. This is not correct though. There we go. A full month of Bachelor illustrations. You know, one of these days I thought about. It's tough. Here, I'm gonna be real for you, for a minute. It's tough to do illustration challenges because people don't like them, and it's not that like. And I obviously love illustration work, and I do it all the time, but people don't feel like they can draw, and so they're afraid to push themselves in that way. And so I get a lot of negative feedback from participants doing the challenges who don't like illustration. So the illustration challenges are tough because obviously I want to do illustration focused challenges. And I even thought like we could do like a month of illustration challenges where we start like, because whenever we do an illustration challenge, right, we don't have a lot of time. We have 30 minutes. It's one challenge and we don't have time, right? So we can do like very minimal stuff. We can do very simple shape illustration kind of stuff, right? Which is also works because it's approachable. Obviously we have to keep the challenges approachable for everyone, but I thought we could do like, if we did like a month of illustration stuff, we could do like sketches and then we could, create, do all that stuff, right? Go through the whole process. But I'm always apprehensive to go with that plan because people are respond so negatively to illustration challenges that I worry, I don't know. I want to make sure that like we're working on stuff that people want to work on, essentially. I don't know. I worry about those is all I'm saying. Because I know they're not fan favorites. Alright, let's go up here and... Sorry, I'm multitasking. Kind of weird tuning into an Illustrator challenge and hitting on illustration work. Well, a lot of because it's very, you're asking somebody to draw, and like I said, people don't think they have the skills to do it, and so they immediately are like, I can't do this challenge. I'm not comfortable with this challenge, right? So I don't know. It's tough. It's a balancing act for sure. You're interested in challenges tied to different styles? You feel like there's a lot you could learn there? Yeah. For sure. I'm observing what I have and trying to figure out the cuts in the wood, because I've done the interior here lighter. I'm making it kind of difficult for myself to figure out the shadows. It's scary for sure. I still can't do illustration. Do a choose your own adventure. I don't have any idea how that would work, but I kind of love that idea. I don't know. I'd have to think about how I would do that. You like Penny likes drawing with simple shapes. Ray joined a drawing prompt channel on Twitch. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that was a thing. I would love to do more illustration focused challenges. I just have to be able to get people to participate is the big thing. But I also love the idea of like prompts, like those daily prompt things. Does everybody know what we're talking about? Like they're often on like Instagram, and I think they're really a good way to practice. I think Cody used to do like live streams on drawing challenges, right? And I think they're a good way to practice things that you might not normally pick. The what am I thinking of? The umbrellas and the ducks that we did. That was from one of those drawing prompt things. I think they're a good way to practice things that you might not normally have picked to do for yourself. You have this like weird area here. I have to split this in half. Let's do this. I just do it. Let me isolate this group. I want to split this shape in half. Let's use a divide. See? Now we've got two. So when I go back up here, I can merge these shapes. And then we can go in here. And in this case, we can just use a round corner. Anthony Wheeler art? I'll have to look into that. I'm just trying to like soften the shadows a bit. Let's see what the schedule is. Oh, this is like traditional stuff too. Looks like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, but Friday evening. So if y'all want to go check that out and do a follow. Yeah. Don't forget to follow people on Twitch that are doing cool art stuff. I've been following a lot of folks just because I want to know when people are live. Like, Storm and Pixie are both live. So, although they're doing games again. it's handy to follow folks if you're like a live streamer, other folks doing art, people that you like, so that you can raid their channel when you're done. So we can send. I'm trying to get like a better grasp on like who are good art streamers that we can switch to, especially when like the usuals on from Behance aren't live. Like where can I send people off to after my stream? Can always join for a challenge on how to make bad art. There's no such thing, and I know that like some people, I've had gotten flack for saying this before, but there's no such thing as like bad. There's only art that was not like decisions that were not considered, and what I mean by that is if you make a conscious choice. Like, if the decision that you made to create something a certain way was a conscious choice, then it's not bad. And that's just my thought on it. Like, you can't make, it may not be your taste. Something might not be your taste. But it's all about intention. I will never tell somebody that something is. Let's put it this way. Another way to put this is, I've seen a lot of art in my time as a moderator and a mentor in the Illustrator Discord and other places. And I will say that I have seen a lot of people who have really great ideas who are not necessarily great at executing them yet. And like you can develop the skill in terms of execution if you've got a good sense of like, oh, I hate when it does this. Like what a good idea, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm trying to like talk and work at the same time, but level of taste, yeah. And that is the other thing too, is like, does it, is the client happy? And that was always my thing. So before, in my past life, when I worked at a publishing agency, I was in a sort of creative director role. And I always found that in that role, the most successful at it are people that, my whole thing is if the client is happy, and the job got done within the budget and everything like that, it wasn't really my place to insert my own personal feelings about the work, if that makes sense. So I tended to stay out of that kind of stuff. I know I'm being a bit ambiguous, but I feel like a lot of people who go from the role of, oh, that's why I got that messed up part. A lot of people that go from the role of like being the designer, being the artist, being, whatever, think that they have to interject their own opinions on things, which is fine, but it's also sort of this balance of like, you don't want to do it at the expense of like I don't want to say like breaking the other artist's spirit, but like they are their own person with their own style, and it may not be the same as yours, but it may be what the client wants. So stay out of it, art directors. That's my 2 cents. Alright, that looks better. Yeah, Penny's got some good thoughts about that. People have different levels of taste. I do like their idea of good looks dated, but a bunch of elderly agree. It's great, it's just not me or others because it's not their level of taste. Meh. Well, I call it 2 cents. It's just a phrase. I'm not even honestly sure about the origins of it. I'm sure you could find it. It's just a way of saying, like, my opinion. Here's the thing. If you want to be, I don't want to get like too in the weeds about like my thoughts and feelings about agency work, but I will say that it's hard to in order to be a good manager, to be a good creative director, to be a good art director, to be, whatever that role is, you have to like let go of your own personal, you have to let go of some control over the process and let the artists that you manage be their own person, as long as the project stays on budget and on there has to be a level of trust with the people that work under you, and it goes kind of both ways, right? Like as the manager, you have to be able to trust the people that work for you or under you or whatever you want to call it. You have to be able to trust that those folks can get the job done, and you don't want to set them up for failure, right? So you want to give them projects that fit within their style or like fit within their skill set, right? And then you have to like be able to like step away, right? Because they have to be able to trust that you're going to give them what they need to get the job done and stay out of it. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of like there's a give and take, right? Like you have to trust a little bit that like they can get it done. So you have to step away and let it happen. And I think sometimes well-meaning directors, well-meaning creatives who step into that role micromanage people because they don't know how to stop designing or stop creating. And that leads to a negative relationship with the folks they work with. Megan's given us some facts about where the phrase came from. Alright, let's go ahead and... I think we should try and sort out how we add the shadows onto the snake where it goes behind these pieces next. That's my thought anyways. I actually kind of really like this color on here as well. So I'm going to leave it. Alright, let's go ahead and do another. I'm gonna regroup all of these letters, come on, numbers, characters with their shadows. And then we're gonna go in here and we're gonna do this. Bliss is here. You like the wood grain? Thanks. We've been hard at work on that. I feel like I got a lot accomplished on this today, but also not enough. Which is how I feel in life. We also need, like, to start figuring out. There's gonna be, like, these shadows and these folds, too. All the people are here. It's true. There's something that's bugging me about this, and I think it's the curve here. So I'm gonna make this corner point. I think that makes way more sense. Well, now I have this weird... Okay, bring it down. There we go. Oh, yeah, everybody's well on this Friday. We're all surviving this week, Bliss. We're all just making our way. It was as a matter of fact, it was a long week as of Monday. When I first read that, Bliss, I thought you said, as a matter of fact, it was a long week of Mondays. And I feel like either way you read that is accurate. It has both been a long week of Mondays and a long week as of Monday at the same time. It was a long week of Mondays, yeah. For sure. Let's go up here. Really like this, uh-oh. Do I have a weird group here? Let's double check. I do. I hate when that happens. Why are you giving me such a hard time? Sorted it. Alright. I'm liking the way this is turning out. I was a little bit concerned, but about like the high contrast of the grain and if I was going to be able to give it depth with the snake, but I think it's working. I'm only seeing 3 clients today because I'm tired. Moon's like 2 days old now. Yeah, I know. Listen, I tried. Oh, you mean like the literal moon? I'm not sure about this. My goal was to get this done for the Lunar New Year, and sometimes it'd be like that. The Lunar New Year was, in fact, a couple days ago. Where's Corey? He's, at his desk. Chillin'. Moderating from afar. I'm following y'all on Blue Sky now that I'm on that as of this week. Oh, I'll have to go see. I've been trying to, there was like an Adobe Live people, I think Ryan made it. Adobe Live regulars or something. Anyways, Ryan made a whole thing. What do they call them, Blue Sky? Starter packs or something? It feels like I'm talking about Pokemon. There's a thing you can go on there and follow everybody, but it's I don't know how to like update, like after you've done it once, can you like go back and update it? Like more people have been added, so I would like to follow the new people now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's fine. Blue Sky has like starter things. I don't know what they're called. They're like people you should follow things. You don't know what I'm talking about. It's fine. It doesn't matter. I don't know what I'm talking about. Ryan, I just know that Ryan Selvey made like a Behance streamers or like what are they called? Thank you. Adobe Live starter pack. They are called starter packs. Don't shake your head at me, Corey. I'm not good at Blue Sky. I'm learning as I go. You can follow all the people if you want to. No pressure. I don't know. I know that he put that together, and if it's of interest to you. You're so confused. On Blue Sky, people have made, they have like these, are they just like really like lists of people that you can follow if you are interested, and they're like curated lists by people. So like Ryan made a list of all of the Adobe Live regulars if you wanted to go follow them kind of all at once. And they're called starter packs. Okay, that looks good. I'm happy with that. We got like 10 minutes left in the stream. A little bit less. This is the way, millennial method of following, gleaned from the early days of MySpace. I can't decide, and maybe the chat has an opinion. I can't decide on something. Was MySpace good? Was it a good thing? Was MySpace a good thing? I feel like very torn. Not just from like a philosophical standpoint. Like, was it good to start social media? As a whole. Certainly the beginning of like, maybe not so great. Some so great things. But I guess the whole like being able to make everything very customized. Like autoplay music and weird HTML that you could add to your page. Like, that's my question. Like, was that a good thing? Do we want to? Is that what we really want to bring? Do we want to bring that back? Is that going to be the next social media trend? We're just going to bring back MySpace with like autoplay music and your top 8. What is it? Top 8? Top 10? I don't remember. Bliss is saying, "Hear me out. MySpace is how many of us started to learn HTML and such. How else are we gonna snazz up our pages?" But I was just talking to Corey about this. Like, we were just talking about this the other day about how like we know how to do all of that stuff because MySpace existed. And I guess really that's my point. Is that like, what's the thing that's going to like we learned there were pros, right? Like, was it a good thing to have? Like, you don't have that now. You don't have, like, you can't customize. I don't know if I'm making any sense. We were nerdy and MySpace made it cool to be nerdy. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, there's that whole, like, when the web was interesting. Co-host tried to bring back CSS customization, but that's closed now. Well, there we go. I think this needs to have an inside part too, now that I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? Similar to this. Well, that made a mess. There we go. Was not for LimeWire. I would not learn how to remove viruses. Let's not go that far. I don't know. I can't decide, you know, about, oh, what did I do over there? Oh, that's just behind. Got it. I can't decide, is all I'm saying. Alessandra's headed out. Yeah, I've got 2 minutes, so I think this is what we're gonna get for today. Not bad. We need to add highlights, especially to the snake, because snakes are, very, metallic's not the word I'm looking for. The shiny? And, we need to add details to the snake, obviously. That'll be the focus. I don't know. I guess I was told, someone in the chat told me that the Lunar New Year, the celebration lasts 2 weeks. So I think we'll be okay if we keep working on it. I don't think, we'll see. We have to add, obviously the snake has no face. And we have to add whatever kind of detailing we want to add to the scales. And then highlights on everything. And I think that'll be it. I am happy with the way, it's funny, some days, I mean, we had such a struggle to get the positioning of the snake kind of right, and how we wanted it, and that took way too long, and now that we have it, the structure is the hardest part, and then after that, if you've got good structure, if you got a good blueprint, you can, you'll be successful in your rendering. It took way less time to add all of that stuff than it did to get the positioning all correct, so that's gonna be my advice to you, and I'll let the chat choose. We've got Storm, we've got Pixie are both live, so who do we want to raid? We know in the chat who we want to raid. Snake structure got some good bones. Well, yeah. Let me know in the chat. If not, I'm just gonna eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'll probably pick Storm because Pixie currently has 24 people watching, so we'll switch to send some folks toward oh, Pixie's having some type of unboxing. Well, let me know where you want to go. Thanks, Sean. We'll be back. I don't know when I'll be back. Nope. I would like to. We'll see. We'll see when we'll be back. I don't think I'll stream this weekend. Maybe depends on how I'm feeling. But I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. If I don't see you, and then we'll be back next week. They're both playing games. Storm's playing some weird flying game. Pixie's shooting everything in Splinter Cell. Alright, well, I will send you over to, I'll send you over to Pixie. And you can choose if you want to leave and go visit Storm. So, it seems like people are more interested in what Pixie's doing. But yeah, I hope you have a great start to your weekend. I hope everybody's Monday turns into a proper Friday. Yeah, that's all I got. I don't got any announcements. Thanks for all the tips for the Illustrator challenges. Again, I'll be doing those in March, so hopefully we'll see some of y'all there. I really don't know how to end this today. I'm just gonna end it. Alright. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.